Welcome, everybody, to the McFarland Cable broadcast of McFarland Girls Swimming. Tonight is a dual meet between the McFarland Spartans and the Baraboo Thunderbirds. I am your host, Mike Widerski, along with my color commentator, former Wisconsin Badger, Wes Lagerhausen. Wes, welcome back.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Outstanding. So we will start right away. It is again a dual meet between Baraboo and McFarland. Our first event will be the girls 200 medley relay. We also have, for those watching, we do have chat set up, so feel free to ask questions and shout out to your favorite swimmers. Little feedback there from the ref. All right, as I said, we are starting with the 200 medley relay for junior varsity. In lane 4 is McFarland with the team of Pope, Vidrio, Zoo, and Amante. In lane 5, it will be Baraboo, the team of Terpstra, Swallen, Keppel, and Terry. And in lane 6, the McFarland B squad of Bola, Finnerty, Cook, and Thorson. And Wes, I don't know if you want to kind of just quickly explain. We've got the first exchange here, backstroke to breast, backstroke to breaststroke.
Yep.
You want to explain the different legs?
Yeah, so medley relay, here goes backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, then freestyle. Relay is always a fun race here where you transfer from one swimmer to the next at the blocks. As one swimmer touches the wall, the other person can leave the blocks as long as their feet are on the blocks. When that other person touches the wall, that's a clean exchange, and there's a different advantage than what you would get from a normal start in your individual races.
We're coming into the third leg here. Baraboo with a slight lead.
Butterfly, a nice tough stroke. Having to use both arms and fully recover them out of the water is what makes it so difficult. Takes a lot of connection from your kick and your arms to pop those arms out and around. It's a lot of fun.
Except if you're doing a 200 fly.
Then it gets a little less fun at the end, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But no 200s here in high school, only in club and in college. And Baraboo with the lead going into that freestyle. Terry for Baraboo, Amente for McFarland. And in the water is Kyla Thorson for McFarland. And as they come down to the end here, looks like Baraboo's JV team will win with a time of 2:24.41. And second is McFarland, 2:27 flat. Kyla making her freestyle leg. she ends with that relay 3:11:70. Next up will be the girls 200 medley relay, now the varsity version. Baraboo's B team in lane 3 with McMahon, Brown, Straczynski, Wegner. Lane 4 for McFarland will be Green, Kunze, Douglas, Schwab. Lane 5 is Baraboo, Sursland, Stute, Belafans, and Stout. And in lane 6, McFarland's B relay of Draper, Mignon, Worth, and Tobin. So as they're announcing here inside Angie O'Donnell Aquatic Center, we'll talk a little bit about scoring. So the relays are scored with the team getting in first place getting 8 points, second getting 4, and third getting 2. And then the individual races, points are 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, Wes, I think, especially in the individual races, sometimes scores come down to not who necessarily wins the race, but where they finish 2, 3, and 4.
Absolutely. Second and third gets you 7 points versus first place is 6. So if you can make that happen, that's even better than winning the race.
Yep. And they're off of that backstroke leg.
And going back to scoring, with relays being 8-4-2, winning the relay is more than second and third, so it's different than those individual races.
Right.
And if you can get first and second, or even first and third, that's a huge advantage over the other team that you're competing against. Just puts a bigger weight on these relays.
And that first exchange for McFarland in the lead here. But a great pull by Baraboo here to take the lead slightly off of McFarland. Coming into the third leg, Baraboo with a slight lead, 101.13 versus 103.40 coming into that third leg.
Things kind of spreading out here over this third leg. We'll see if anything changes going into the last leg, freestyle.
Yep. Schwab going into the water for McFarland. Baraboo, though, with about a 3-length lead. It's going to be pretty tough for them to make that up. She's definitely going to give it a shot. She made up some time, but she ran out of pool. Baraboo with first place. 158.91. Second is, I'm sorry.
It is McFarland. They had a soft touch. That'll be corrected once they get the times here from the timers.
There you go. There you go. So 155.54 for lane number 5, Baraboo. Second is McFarland, 158.91. Third, Baraboo, 205.71. And the McFarland B team, 213.11. So as we mentioned, that first relay with Baraboo getting 10 points, the 8 and the 2, and McFarland getting the 4 points. Looks like we got a little conference with the refs just to confirm the results. And the next event will be the girls 200-yard freestyle junior varsity version. And in that event, event number 3, the girls 200-yard freestyle, we have both Baraboo swimmers of Keppel and Swallen. Wes, when we talk about the 200-yard freestyle, like as a coach, what do you look for? What do you want them to accomplish in this 200-yard freestyle?
I think consistency between your splits, splitting it up into 450s. Your start will be your advantage, so it should be your fastest 50 here. But then as you settle into your race, you establish some consistency, especially over that third 50 when it starts to get tough.
Right.
Everybody always feels like they've got a little bit left at the end, but you still want that to be right around the same time, your third 50 to the fourth. So nice consistent splits from your second, third, fourth 50s usually is a great strategy. It's tough to do, but yields a lot of success from my own personal experience as a coach. And that's what you try to establish through practice, hitting 50s at pace or repeating that multiple times more than you would in this individual race. So when you do get up for a meet, or especially towards the end of the season, you can hit those times and get the overall time that you were training for.
We'll see when she comes in here. Her first 50, 31.3, with her second 50 coming in at 36.5. Lane 5 had a 33.6, and she came in with a 36.9. So we'll see where the pacing is here on this next 50.
Again, I would say this one's the key. You got to keep your kick up. The 200 is a longer race within the high school events, but overall it's still one of the shorter races in the full sport of swimming. And if you really want to be successful at this, you want some of those consistent splits and also do them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Some of the best swimmers treat this as a sprint.
So the next leg, 37.7 for lane 3, 39.9 for lane 5. So a bit slower.
But you can see that, again, the difference between the splits of the swimmers.
Yep.
37 is a little bit more consistent, and they're still able to hold on here at the end and is establishing that lead right here in this heat. It's a good swim.
Yep. And she comes in, lane 3, Haley Keppel comes in 2:25.26, with Swallen coming in at lane 3, Keppel came in at 2:25.26. Yep, and lane 5, Swallen 2:27.58. Now the varsity version of this. In lane 2, we have Ellie Draper from McFarland. Lane 3, Isabella Stout, Baraboo. Lane 4, Sophia Elf, McFarland. Lane 5, Bailey Sursland, Baraboo. Lane 6, Olivia Tierney, McFarland. And lane 7, Evelina Mayer from Baraboo. Nice even start. We'll see how people pace here in that first 50. Good turns by everybody. Everybody's pretty even going into this first 50. $29.84 for Sophia Alf, $29.83 for Isabella Stout.
Yep, looking good here. Good kicks behind you.
Yep.
Keep those established going into this key third 50.
Sophia pulling ahead now with the two Baraboo swimmers right in tow. And this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. You've got Sophia Alf ahead, looking to score 6 points, but with Baraboo winning at this point, second and third, they will score 7.
Yeah, the real race you're kind of looking at potentially is between 6 and 3 for that third position. See if anything changes here, or if Baraboo will hold on for that second, third.
As we're coming down to the stretch, and let's not forget about the outside lanes too. That's going to be worth a point as well. Sophia Alf in at first, 2:07.79. Baraboo 2:09.31 for Sursland. Third place, lane number 3, Isabella Stout for Baraboo. Again, first place, Sophia Alf, 2:07.79. Second and third, Baraboo, 2:09.31 and 2:11.85. Fourth is lane 6, Olivia Tierney. Fifth, Ellie Draper, 2:19.28. And in sixth is lane 7, Mayer from Baraboo. All right, our next event. We do not have junior varsity for the 200 IM, so we go right to varsity. This is event number 6, the girls 200-yard individual medley. Lane 2 is Worth for McFarland. Lane 3, Brown for Baraboo. Lane 4, Mignon for McFarland. Lane 5, Stute for Baraboo. Lane 6, Tobin McFarland. And in lane 7, McMahon for Baraboo. All right, Wes, you want to explain this race for the people at home?
Yeah, this is the exact same race as the relay at the beginning of the meet, but done individually. The strokes are done in a different order, but it is a really exciting race to watch, knowing that the swimmers are competing in all 4 of the strokes. Yeah. You start off with butterfly, to backstroke, to breaststroke, and then again, similar to that relay, finishing with freestyle.
And in high school, it always seems to come down to breaststroke. You usually see, even though, who is that, lane 5, Mackenzie Stute is ahead at the backstroke leg. We'll see where they are with breaststrokers.
Yeah, breaststroke is probably the most interesting stroke out of the 4, meaning it's the most different. A lot of the other 3 strokes, freestyle, backstroke, and butterfly, have some similarities, whether that's the way or paths that your arms move or similar kicks, while breaststroke has neither of those. It's a circular motion out front with your arms, and then that whip or frog kick behind you. It's a difficult stroke to feel out. A lot of times for swimmers, it either comes naturally or you really have to work hard for it, which is why it's such a divisive stroke and an important one when it comes to the 200 IM.
Mackenzie Stute way out in front here.
Almost a full length on everyone.
Yeah. So come in with a great swim. 217-ish, 16, 17, 217.54 for Mackenzie Stute. Great swim for her. As we're coming in. Got lane 3, Bella Brown. Looks like a soft touch there, so we'll check on that. And then lane 6, Izzy Tobin out touches lane 7. Mackenzie McMahon, Izzy Tobin 236.81. Nope. Check that. Looks like we had some soft touches here. So first place, 217.54 for Mackenzie. Second place, lane 3, Bella Brown for Baraboo. Mackenzie McMahon in third. $236.58. And then Izzy Tobin, 236.81, just out touched by less than 3/10 of a point, 3/10 of a second in lane 6. So a sweep there, 1, 2, 3 finish for Baraboo. So 16, I think, 16 points that one. All right. Next event. It is the girls 50-yard freestyle, junior varsity. One heat in lane 2, Malweg for McFarland. Lane 3, Finnerty for McFarland. Lane 4, Wagner for McFarland. Lane 5, Terpstra for Baraboo. Lane 6, Chandre for McFarland. Lane 7, Cook for McFarland. And lane 8, Kyla Thorson for McFarland. .50 freestyle, just down and back. It's all about your start, your turn. That's pretty much it.
Start, turn, finish. It's all about those details. Splash and dash. It's a really fun race because it is short, but it also makes it that much more demanding to have everything be correct. You got to have everything be right in order to get a fast time.
Looks like it is. Lane 2, Eva Malweg with the 31.62 second place. Lane 7, Megan Cook, 31.66. Just outtouched by 4 hundredths. Coming in to finish, Kyla Thorson. There you go, finish there, good job. All right, now we have the varsity version of the girls 50-yard free. Charlotte Douglas for McFarland in lane 2. Rachel Lau from Baraboo in lane 3. Natalie Schwab, McFarland lane 4. Anna Belfance for Baraboo in lane 5. Ellie Kunze for McFarland in lane 6. Claire Straczynski from Baraboo in lane 7. Shout out to David Green, who I see posted in our chat. Go McFarland. David, thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Again, they're just confirming some of the times that came in over the past couple of heats. Have to make sure that what is showing up on the electronic board is matching with the order of finish that the officials are seeing and the times that the timers are getting behind the blocks.
Nice start by Baraboo's Ellie Terpstra. Nice turn. See, sorry, that's Anna Belfance. See if she comes in. 25.66 for Anna. Anna Belfance from Baraboo. 25.66. Second, Natalie Schwab for McFarland. 26.81. Third place, Rachel Lau for Baraboo. 27.88. And in fourth place, lane 2, Charlotte Douglas for McFarland. 27.96. And that concludes, I believe, the first half of the meet.
Yep. Take a break here.
I think we will take a small break. I think it's usually 10 minutes. But come back and check with us here in about 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll get restarted. The next event is the girls' 100-yard butterfly for varsity. So we'll see you in 10 minutes. All right, everybody, we are back. This will be back a little shortly anyway. The next event now is going to be the girls 100-yard butterfly varsity. After the 50 free, the score for JV is 20 for Baraboo, 19 for McFarland, and in varsity, 39 for Baraboo, 23 for McFarland. While we are waiting for the next event, I'd like to thank the crew tonight that's working. We've got Andrew Day, Nick Boucher, and Stephanie Miller helping us out with the cameras and the sound. They, of course, always do a great job. So thanks to them. All right. We're announcing everybody here, so I'll let you know that in event number 10, the girls 100-yard butterfly, we have Worth for McFarland in lane 2, Wagner for Baraboo in lane 3, Tierney for McFarland in lane 4, Keppel for Baraboo in lane 5, Douglas for McFarland in lane 6, McMahon for Baraboo in lane 7. What's the key in the butterfly?
Rhythm, timing. Got to get those legs and arms to work together. Again, there's a really strong pull when you're in the water, but to have that momentum to get those arms to travel out of the water and all the way around is the toughest part of the stroke. So if you can time out your kick with your arms, that'll give you that momentum to get those arms around and right into the next stroke. It requires a lot of strength, but again, keeping that timing, rhythm, help yourself out and get through this tough event.
You've got Tierney and Douglas currently first and second. Let's see if Douglas can go on, but it looks like the race here is in lane 2 and lane 3 between Worth and Wagner. See, there we go. Wagner in fourth place. First place again, 106.71 for Olivia Tierney. Second place, lane number 6, Charlotte Douglas with a 110.58. Third, Baraboo, Carly Wagner with a 112.92. And Annie Worth sneaks in fourth place, 113.12. That's big points then for McFarland.
Yep, my math's right. Looking like it was 12-4 points-wise.
That's good. Puts him what? 35, 43?
1. No.
40.
43, yeah.
43. It's hard to do math on air, guys, so just, don't make fun of us.
Putting the pressure on me.
All right. We are in event number 11, the girls 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. Lane number 2, Melweg for McFarland. 4, Chandre for McFarland in lane 4. Pope for McFarland in 6. Bola for McFarland in lane 8. Again, this is the 100-yard freestyle junior varsity.
It's always interesting to see how many swimmers each team adds into certain embraces. Both teams can be very successful, but this is really showing the depth in numbers of the McFarland team here tonight, having this many people also doing a junior varsity 100.
We've got Eliza Pope in the lead here, followed by Emma Chandre. She's going to come in with a pretty decent time of 107.97 for Eliza Pope. Emma Chandre, 112.06. Malwig, Eva Malwig, 112.63. Got a soft touch again on lane 8, 129.52. All right, next up, we're going to have the girls' 100-yard freestyle, the varsity version. Lane 2, Caroline Green for McFarland. Lane 3, Claire Straczynski for Baraboo. Lane 4, Sophia Alf for McFarland. Lane 5, Bella Brown for Baraboo. Lane 6, Natalie Schwab for McFarland. And in lane 7, Bianca Brown for Baraboo. Pretty even start for everybody as they come to the wall. Pretty even at the turn.
Yeah, 100 is always my favorite race.
Yes.
Gives me a little bit of mess up room, unlike the 50. But still get to go up and try to go as fast as you can.
All right, Sophia Alf made the turn first here at the 50. Two McFarland girls, Sophia Alf and Natalie Schwab, going stroke for stroke here. See who comes out at the wall. 58.91 for Natalie Schwab in first place. 58.91 Natalie Schwab. Sophia Alf 59.11. 0.2 of a second difference. Third place 101.45 for Bella Brown of Baraboo. Great race there for both Sophia and Natalie. And next up, the longest race here that you will see, and that is the girls' 500-yard freestyle. There'll be just the varsity, which is in lane 2, Zhu for McFarland, lane 3, Lau for Baraboo, lane 4, Draper for McFarland, lane 5, Searsland for Baraboo, lane 6, Draper for McFarland. So let me just clarify, Ellie Draper in lane 4, Casey Draper in lane 6, and then Mayer for Baraboo in lane 7.
Those were two big events for McFarland back to back.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
brought them right back into this team point-wise.
Again, I think I've seen races where it wasn't the first, second, or third. It was those fourth, fifth, or sixth place changes that really made the difference in the meet. And so every place is important, not just first, second, and third. So this is highlighting that now. It's a pretty close race in the team standings. So the referee's giving instructions to the counters. The counters are now heading to their spots and counting for the 500. Unless you want to just kind of explain, there's the shot of the counters, what their job is and what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, again, we talked about pacing for the 200 free. 500 is a longer race than that, so you have even more pacing that goes on. depending on where you're at in the race, swimmers might have different strategies of when to pick up speed or make sure that they're staying on pace. But that counter on the far side of the pool helps them know where they're at and how they should be changing things as they go through.
Now sometimes you'll see the counters move the counters up and down or left to right.
Yep, usually up and down means give it a little bit more. Side to side means stay right where you're at. Maybe even slow down if they're doing it from side to side.
Yep.
So you can see they have one in because that is their first length. They count it by 25s. So one length of the pool is 25 yards. And the next time you'll see them put in the counter will be at 3. So on and so forth until you get to 17. Instead of putting in number 19, they'll put in red to let them know that they have one length left to finish up the race.
And just looking at in front of us, it looks like normally there's a bell lap for the last, for the swimmer that's coming in first. Looks like it's an air horn today, so we'll mentally prepare ourselves for the air horn. It always
scares me.
Yeah, I agree. So that first length is done there, and lane 6, Bailey Surslad, is in the lead. 35.94 was her last split. We'll just check her next split here as she comes in. And as Wes said, you really want to see that to be pretty close to that 35.9.
Yeah, this will be really established, a little bit easier of a rhythm, so hopefully your splits can stay more consistent, where, again, comparing it to the 200 freestyle, you're just making sure that that third and fourth 50 don't fall off, and that's more due to fatigue, trying to stay on it through those details. You'll see the same sort of process happening for this 500, but more towards the end of that race. Right now, you're trying to maintain a rhythm of your stroke, that kicks per stroke, or keeping your kick up towards the surface, good momentum in and out of your walls. Those are all things that really help you get through this long race with consistent splits, and hopefully, again, that end result you're swimming for.
Yeah, so her last 3 splits, just a 35.9, 34.6, 35.3. Pretty decent. You probably want to see them a little closer than that, but still pretty good.
Well, it also just shows how little things can add up. I always tell my swimmers, you messed up a turn, that could be a half second. Yep. Getting a little sloppy on your breakouts, you're getting tired, you're getting, I don't want to say it, but might get a little bored during the race. Those are things that should not be happening, and the best swimmers in this race are the ones that fight through that or know how to not let that happen.
35.5 was her last split. So while we're getting to be about halfway through the race, just like to remind people that are watching, McFarland Community Festival is back for the first time since 2019. Thursday, September 22nd through Sunday, September 25th. Visit McFarlandCommunityFestival.org for more info. So I know I'll be there, so just come out and have fun, support the chamber, and see your fellow McFarland friends and family.
Already coming around for 15, which means we're getting pretty close to the end of the race. There's that up and down motion to help the swimmer know to try to pick it up.
See what her split is here. 36.09. So again, right around, again, 35.9, 34, 35.5. She's within a half second of each of her turns.
Yeah, nice and consistent. Again, just looking to see maybe a speed up here towards the end, but we'll see.
All right.
There it comes.
The ref just took the air horn, so there you go. I didn't get scared that time, so that was good.
I saw people in the audience getting a little jump, though. We've all been there. Yep. Brought it down to 35. See what this last split is. Again, putting in red on that last lap.
And it will be Bailey Surslin coming into the last 10 yards. 5:47.28.
Ooh. Close race between a couple of McFarland swimmers in here.
Second is Rachel Love. And third and fourth. Third is Casey Draper. 6:05.35. And in fourth, Ellie Draper, 6:05.38. 0.03 of a second difference between those two. Fifth place is lane 7 there for Baraboo. Krizu finishing she's got one more lap to go after this.
Nice long stroke.
Yep. She was a soft touch, but I think it was like 7:48 is what 7:53.96 is what the. Nope, 7:48.01.
Tricked you.
Yep, they did. They did. Just want me to look bad. That's all. All right. Next up, this is my favorite race, the 200-yard freestyle relay. Event number 15, the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity version. We'll have two teams here, both for McFarland. Lane 4, you'll have Chandra, Cook, Amente, Zell. And then you have Wagner, Bolna, Vidrio, Finnerty they'll be the team in lane 6.
Yeah, this is a great relay. Putting 4 legs of the 50 freestyle. Again, the fastest race that you can offer here, or just in the swimming world in general. It's the quickest race that can be done. And now you get to see 4 people in a row.
I also like to point out that head coach Jessica Garvey is mean because Karina Zhao, who just finished the 500, is the anchor for the 200.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
She apparently did something wrong in practice, I guess. I don't know.
You already did 1050s. What's one more?
Yeah, exactly.
She at least going last?
She is. She's going last. She's got it. It's good. We kid. It's actually a little bit of tradition, I think, in McFarland or in swimming in general, where you do, every once in a while, do back-to-back. Just
high school meets go by fast, and based off of your resources as a coach, meeting your swimmers, and swimmers having to swim a certain number of events, sometimes it has to happen. And if anything, I think it shows that they believe in you and put you in that back-to-back because they know you can do it.
Yep, absolutely. You want to talk a little bit about the exchanges when they come in and kind of what you're trying to accomplish there?
So you're trying to time it out. Again, the swimmer in the pool, as they come in, reach for that touch pad. That's just a button sensor hanging off the side of the wall to let the timing know to stop. And as they touch that wall, the person that is up on the block can start moving. The perfect start would be when one swimmer touches, their big toe is just about to leave that block. So again, unlike your regular start where you listen for the beep before you go, you can actually get a little bit of a head start, be out over that water as long as your feet are still on the block as they touch that wall. Typically, that gives you around 6-7 of a second head start, which can also be a huge time difference if you time it out better than your opponents. That makes a big difference in the 200 freestyle relay when every 10th of a second can count.
2:23.83. And it looks like they only had 3 swimmers in lane 4, so they gave Karina the break. So. All right, we're now in event number 16, the girls 200-yard freestyle relay for varsity. In lane 3, we have the Baraboo team of Keppel, Swallen, Brown, and Mayer. Lane 4 is McFarland's A relay of Alf, Tierney, Douglas, Kunze. Lane 5 is Baraboo's A relay of Belfans, Brown, Stout, and Lau. And in lane 6, McFarland's B relay of Draper, Malweg, Pope, and Tobin. We'll try to highlight those exchanges in this race here when you see what it looks like to be lane 4 coming in first. We'll see that timing between the touch and where the next swimmer is coming off.
Yep, so they're coming in. They can start moving now. And as soon as they touch, you can go.
Yep.
Nice swing of the arms. Again, it's all about momentum. Instead of starting from a standstill and listening for that beep, you also can step forward, swing those arms, and that can generate more momentum as well.
Yeah, you'll see the 2 different styles here. Baraboo steps over the starting block where McFarland is not stepping over, they're just using their arms for momentum.
I think as long as you're generating momentum, both are great to use. Yep. Most important thing is that timing.
Yeah, you're really trusting the swimmer coming in to have that right count versus
Correct.
It's all about trust of the person coming in.
If there is going to be a false start, meaning that the person on the block leaves early, typically it is due to an inconsistent stroke count of the person coming into the wall. The person on the block needs to know when you're going to finish so they know when to jump.
Yep.
And again, get that timing right. Save yourself some time and gain momentum from that relay swing.
And here comes Baraboo's time here. 147.55, followed by McFarland of 150.69. And Baraboo takes third, 157.41. So again, for varsity, that's 8 and 2, 10 points for Baraboo, 2 points for McFarland. Do you have an unofficial score, you think, for the varsity? Sorry, we were conferring here points. We've got it 56-68. Baraboo, right? All right. Next event, we've got the girls 100-yard backstroke in lane 5, Tepstra for Baraboo, and in lane 6, Kyla Thorson. Thorson is going to swim a 50 instead of doing the 100.
Yeah, backstroke's an interesting one because you're looking up at the ceiling versus the other 3 events. That's actually why these flags are strung out across the pool, so you can know when that wall is coming. And one of the more trickier things that you learn in competitive swimming is how to time out your arms once you get underneath those flags to roll over onto your belly and hit a flip turn. So you can see coming in here, they're counting their strokes. They'll roll over onto their belly and flip. That is a nice legal turn.
Perfect.
You're not allowed any other strokes on your belly. That would be a freestyle stroke. And you're not allowed to be on your belly for an extended period of time because that could be perceived as another stroke. Backstroke is done on your back, so you're only allowed to roll over, and as soon as you're rolling over, you should be going into that turn, and that's what those flags are for, help protect your head.
126.68 for Ellie Terpstra. All right, our next event is going to be the girls 100-yard backstroke for varsity. In lane 2, we have Izzy Tobin for McFarland. Lane 3, Carly Wegner for Baraboo. Lane 4, Caroline Green for McFarland. Lane 5, Belfance for Baraboo. Lane 6, Casey Draper for McFarland. And lane 7, Swallen for Baraboo. So we have to reset lane 6. Got that going.
Yeah, another interesting difference in backstroke, being on your back and holding your breath. It's really tough to do. Water will actually go into your nose, so it's pretty impressive to watch backstrokers have nice long underwaters because during that time they're either having to plug their nose with the nose plug or with their upper lip, or they're having to continually blow out air. Might be able to see a little bit more of underwater usage here at the varsity level. especially off of this start.
Great underwaters there. And at Belfast with the turn first, followed very closely by Caroline Green. Good race here.
Yeah, good races all around. You can see them kind of in tiers.
Yep.
First and second, third and fourth, fifth and sixth. Big differences in points here. Let's see what happens.
Looks like it will be Anna Belfast for Baraboo. We'll see where third place comes in. And that'll be Casey Draper. First place, 100.96 for first. Second, 102.72 for Caroline Green. Third place, 108.59 for lane number 6 and Casey Draper. Next up, we have the girls 100-yard breaststroke varsity. This is event number 20. So in lane 2, swimming for McFarland, Vidrio. Lane 3 for Baraboo, Brown. Lane 4, Kunze for McFarland. Lane 5, Stute for Baraboo. Lane 6, Mignon for McFarland. Lane 7, Isabella Stout for Baraboo.
We've been talking about differences in strokes. Breaststroke, we talked about arm motion and the actual kick being very different than those other 3 strokes. The other thing to look at is right here off the wall, they'll push off underwater.
Nice pull.
Well, yep, you're allowed your arms down to your hips, and then you can kick your hands back up to start your initial stroke. That's called the breaststroke pullout. And in short course swimming is a real big benefit for breaststroke. If you're good at pullouts, that can really help out your stroke. Even if you're not that good at the actual stroke, pullouts can take over sometimes majority or the actual majority of the race.
Right.
But having both is where you can get really good.
Like this will be Mackenzie Stute, 109.20 for first, 114.90 for Bianca Brown, and in lane 7, Isabella Stout, 116.90. A sweep for the first 3 places for Baraboo. Fourth place, Ellie Kunze, 122.18. Fifth, Calista Mignon, 127.52. And sixth place, 131.35 for Evie Vidrio. All right, the last event of the night, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Again, I'd like to thank our crew before this last race. Working tonight's broadcast, Andrew Day, Nick Boucher, and Stephanie Miller. And let's not forget about the McFarland Community Festival, back for the first time since 2019. Thursday, September 22nd through Sunday, September 25th. Please visit McFarlandCommunityFestival.org for more info. And we are ready to begin. This is the 400-yard freestyle relay, the last event of the night. Lane 3, Baraboo's B relay of Wegner, McMahon, Mayer, Straczynski. Lane 4, McFarland's Schwab, Green, Tierney, and Alf, which is their A relay. In the A relay for Baraboo in lane 5, Sursland, Brown, Lau, and Stute. And in lane 6, the B relay for McFarland, Draper, Ellie Draper, Addie Worth, Casey Draper, and Kalista Mignon. Another favorite race of mine. Always end with the 400 first.
You have to end with a relay.
There we go. Nice start for everybody. McFarland relay taking a slight lead here. That is Natalie Schwab versus Bailey Sursland.
Again, similar to that 200 free relay, but it gives a little bit more wiggle room for some lead changes or bigger differences between just legs of other teams based off the order the coaches put them in.
Yep.
It's really exciting. It's a great way to end the meet.
Yep. And you know, it's a pretty quick turnaround. I mean, it's 7:20. This meet started an hour 20 minutes ago, so you know, these girls are gassed.
Yeah,
and for some, this is their
race.
fourth event in an hour and 20 minutes.
It's also why you love it, though.
Yeah,
nice,
absolutely.
quick event. Yep, here comes Baraboo.
Now only about a half body length, and Baraboo's now pulled ahead slightly.
Keep those legs going.
Yep.
Stick with that competition. And again,
Race.
just like the 50 freestyle, you got to race, hit those details.
Race for third is pretty close. We're on the third leg here. Baraboo's pulled ahead about a two-length body lead. Two-body length lead, I should say. Good tempo by the Baraboo swimmer, just
Again, rhythm, drive, connection,
yep.
so you can hold that water. It's harder and harder for you to do that the more tired you get.
All right, Baraboo in the water. Sophia Alf coming in. She's got a lot of ground to make up.
Great view of the pool to watch from up above.
Yeah. This one looks like Baraboo will take this one. Lane 5, 40079. Second is McFarland 406.57. Third, Baraboo 421.51. We've got an unofficial score here, then Baraboo 99, McFarland 71. We'll get the official results shortly. But it was a good swim for both Baraboo and McFarland. Thought they did a great job. It's mid-September, getting close to another month for championship meets and conference, so a good all-around effort for everybody.
Yep, had a couple of meets under their belt, but now you're starting to fine-tune what events you're going to do and just get better at them as you go.
That's right. And so that will conclude the meet for tonight. Again, just a thank you to Andrew Day, Nick Boucher, Stephanie Miller for helping us with the broadcast. And again, a reminder, McFarland Community Festival is back Thursday, September 22nd through September 25th. Again, go to McFarlandCommunityFestival.org for more information. I am Mike Madursky, and for West Lagerhausen, we are signing off. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one.